Good morning and welcome to the Commissioners' Work Sessions for March 2nd. We'll start with a digital center maintenance, please.
Morning, guys.
Morning, Tim.
I'm looking to get approval to renew the contract with Schneider Electric for our UPS maintenance next door. The amount is $5,374. Did you guys see what was included on that? We talked.
Yeah.
yesterday?
Yeah, thank you for
Okay.
that.
Everybody got
Okay.
a copy of
Yep.
it too.
All right.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
We good?
Yep, thank you.
All right.
Thank you,
Worked for
sir.
me. Thanks.
Domestic relations?
Good morning.
Morning, Carla.
I'm here to request approval for attendance at the Eastern Regional Child Support Association Annual Training Exposition in New Orleans at an estimated cost of the county in the amount of $2,550.
Questions?
Can you do this virtually?
No, they've not offered it.
There's not a virtual option.
No. Last year it was virtual, but not this year. There's not that option. And we have a couple people applying for scholarships, so hopefully maybe one or two people. We're also gonna moderate, so that'll reduce the registration fees as well.
My question is it mandatory?
No,
Okay. I just can't get behind that much. It's a lot of money for the county to pay, out of county, out of pocket, $2,000 to New Orleans. But I just wondered if it was something that you could get, like through ERISA, through an online version of some of these classes, which from what I'm looking at, some of them may be available later on. I don't know much more about it because I think finance is waiting for some other paperwork, but I have the registration and stuff, but
yeah, I just gave estimates because, till we actually,
it's just a lot for me to get behind.
When is it?
May?
it's in, May. But the early bird registration runs out March 11th, so, and that's $50, a savings of $50.
Is this estimate right? The total cost is $7,225. The county share about $2,000.
Yeah, yes. It's like about 75. That's estimated because obviously plane tickets we won't know until we actually book them. Usually these conferences we're able to drive, so it's usually not as expensive. But this is the only interstate training that we get, in-person interstate training that we get for our cases. That's why. And it's obviously different state every year.
Okay. I can't support it. Okay.
Yeah, I would agree. I don't know that this one's gonna work for us.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
No, I feel the same way.
Okay.
Even though this is something that we've done for 15 years.
My biggest thing is the cost to the county. We're trying to find ways to save money, and I think if these can be done virtually through ERISA or other organizations, that the training itself would be something you could do that way, then I would find that way. But for me, it's just a lot from the county share. It's just a lot from the general fund for travel.
Well, so is it because of where this one is and because of the expense? So next year, if it's somewhere we can drive and it's not as expensive?
Oh, I think I'd evaluate everyone as an ongoing process. Just for me, I think how many people are you taking with you? Four, five?
I
Those,
think.
just four
Just
people.
four.
Four.
Yeah, would you be willing to send one person or two people, like less
I
people?
mean, you could resubmit that and offer that up in a different way. I know for me, it's just too much money, and I can't support it.
Okay, well, I know I'm asking though, if I cut it down to two people, would that be something that you would entertain? Do I have to come back to another meeting because it's?
So two people using these same figures, I assume?
It would be pretty much the same figure, so two people would be, it would cut down to, like maybe 1,500 or 2,000.
I'd have to see
maybe
the county.
less.
I'd have to see the county match to see if we could resubmit it for us today, and I look at it.
Resubmit it by email to you guys, or?
I don't know if you have everything you need now? The application process or the travel request? Okay.
No travel's been filled out because you don't have the final yet. So
Right, I don't have the
we
final yet.
numbers, but we can go by the estimates that Carla gives us.
I mean, I could look at a readjusted one myself, but I don't know if I would be behind or not, so. I would ask you to resubmit it would be your best option and look at it.
Okay, yeah, I mean, the county's, reimbursement rate would be the 34% because it is training, so it would be flat 34, so. I can resubmit, you want me to resubmit to Stephanie?
Yes,
again?
please.
Okay,
That'd work.
thank you.
Thank you. Register and recorder?
Where Beth?
Morning, Commissioner.
Morning,
Morning,
Beth.
Beth.
I'm requesting to ratify the payment of the invoice for the optical storage solutions software maintenance agreement, support agreement, in the amount of $18,824 effective March 1st, 2022 for a period of 12 months. This support is for our Land Act software used by multiple offices, the Register Recorder, Clerk of Orphans Court, Assessment, and Court Administrator, and this is a budgeted item.
Okay, any questions for that?
Does that get split then, between all the
Yes.
offices? The eight-
And I gave Stephanie a
Okay.
breakdown there.
Okay.
Okay, so, and then I'm also requesting to approve the payment of the Home Depot invoice to maintenance in the amount of $716.57 for shelving supplies for additional record storage at the QLC building. The current shelving is full, and this invoice will be paid with the recorder's records improvement funds.
Okay, any questions for Beth? Thank you, Beth.
Thanks, Beth.
Thank you.
Public safety.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning, Greg.
Morning,
Morning,
Greg.
Greg.
Just two items today, both are related to the Greaser Road Tower project. The first is a payment of $2,190 to the LSSE civil engineers for their continued work on the project. And that's approved from the ARPA funds. And also a payment of $15,000 to Mobilecom as our project manager for that same project.
And the Greaser Road thing, could you kind of share that timeline you shared with me yesterday, just where we're kind of roughly at?
What did I share with you?
Spring weather, driveway.
Oh,
Yeah.
That one, yeah. We're looking at, right now with the weather starting to turn, that they'll be able to probably get our driveway going back there so they can start clearing the timber and then start the construction. Once construction's actually started, it shouldn't take a very long time to put the tower up, but just the land preparation. There was a small wetlands issue they had to deal with to go around it to get back to where we're gonna build.
And Greg is gonna work with Eric and show him the broadband map about that one area that had multiple towers to see if what could cover with that, so he's aware. I talked to him yesterday about that, so.
Great.
Thank you.
Sounds good. Thanks, Greg.
The correctional facility?
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning,
Morning,
Jack.
Jack.
First item, requesting approval of purchase of 8 outside building lights, replacement with LED lights. Currently, we have the high voltage lights out there. LED will save us money. Purchase and replacement by Cox and Kenya at the cost of $25.74, and this is a budgeted item.
Any, like rebates or anything related to
LEDs.
replacing those? That you're
I
aware
can
of?
check, but I'm not, usually Cox and Kenya would let us know about
Okay.
things like that, but
Okay.
I can have maintenance check with them
Just
to
wondered.
see.
Another thing you can do, Jack, is maybe work through with Mark Phelan, Gary's Fetch that does our energy procurement. He would have an idea if there's some programs available
Okay.
for LEDs, so.
Okay.
Not saying there is,
I
but
know when we did the
Maybe.
outside
Yeah.
perimeter lights, there was nothing available. And these are the outside lights also, but they're on the building now.
okay. I have no problem with doing it, just, you
Yeah,
know,
right.
check
Okay,
and see
yeah,
if
no
there
problem.
isn't some opportunity.
Right.
Thanks.
Secondly, requesting approval to update the Equivision camera system software to the latest version. Update and training to be completed by Johnson Controls at the cost of $983. This is a budgeted item, and this system has not been updated in over 10 years.
Okay,
Item number C, I'm gonna table that for another time.
okay. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks, Jack.
Care Center?
Morning, Tanya.
I'd like to request to ratify the invoice from Granger, and this was for the hot water tank. There was an additional $20 charge for freight than what was on the estimate.
Okay.
Request to approve the,
Oh, Chris-
Just a question.
Yep.
But with just that amount, Keith, do we actually need to vote on that? I don't know that,
Just have to bring it to the work,
Yeah, it doesn't need
works,
to come from you.
things to work session.
okay, so, all right,
The adjustment was required, I think, right? Okay.
yeah, okay.
So we'll just
All right.
remove that from the,
Thanks.
Next meeting.
And request to approve the renewal of the PACA Patient Trust Fund bond renewal, and this would be effective 4/1/22. There would be no change. It's a two-year bond.
Okay,
Requesting to approve the quote for the roof inspection and test from Farrell Roofing in the amount of $1,597. That would be to be paid from maintenance inspections.
okay,
And request to approve the policy update for per diems to receive overtime at 40 hours in a week instead of at 8 hours in a day.
okay. Any questions for Tanya? Just before you leave the podium, so, and she emailed me this yesterday, it's disheartening for me because CMS is now adjusting staffing and trying to increase staffing requirements for all nursing homes federally, and it was part of the State of the Union discussion last night. I gotta be honest with you, I don't know how we can do this. This is very difficult. We're trying to keep our ratio the same way. I mean, is there anything else I missed that we can maybe reach out to some federal legislators on, because this is just the wrong time to handle any of these changes they want.
Yeah, I think a lot of the proposed changes are gonna be a challenge for all of us, but the staffing is probably the most challenging. They're looking at proposing to almost double the requirement of what we have now that we're struggling to meet now. And it's not for lack of trying, there is just not enough workforce. There are not enough nurses to fill all of the open positions. And when we say we're gonna double those open positions in all nursing homes, I don't know what pool we're gonna pull from.
Right, and currently there still are no beds available in Crawford County nursing homes. There just aren't. I mean,
They're not, because
'Cause there's
we're
not
not
enough
able to
staffing.
staff them.
So we should reach out to people federally for this, right? So maybe Mike Kelly stuff, okay?
Yep.
And I noticed that the fine change from $21,000 for one performing facility could go to $1 million from $21,000.
Yeah.
That was my question, what's the or else?
Yep.
Yep. And 25% of the budget was increased to support surveyors. So now they're increasing sanctions, they're making the regulations harder to achieve, and now they've put 25% more towards the budget for surveyors to come and inspect that we're doing all of these things. It's just,
Well, and the purpose of the entire thing was to take aim at private equity ownership in nursing homes. But in essence, they're challenging all nursing homes at whatever level to follow these new guidelines. There's just no way we can do that. I mean, there's no way, so.
yeah.
Okay, well, thank you.
All right,
We'll
thank
we'll
you.
talk to
Thanks for your
some
support.
federal legislators for you, so. Maintenance?
Morning, Mark.
Morning.
Requesting to approve paying Scobell to fix the air conditioning unit in the IT server room for $765.60.
Okay,
Requesting to ratify an invoice from the courthouse remodeling project, the new assessment office in the amount of $754.65.
okay,
Requesting to ratify an invoice from the courthouse remodeling project, the new registry quarters remodel in the amount of $10,843.47.
okay. Any questions for Mark? Thank you, Mark.
Keep up the good work.
Yep,
Thank you.
looking good.
Yeah.
Crawford County Planning?
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning, Zach.
Morning, Zach.
First item this morning, we're asking to ratify a payment to Motorola Solutions, Inc. This is for the city of Titusville. Their fire department received radios in the amount of $20,299. They're paying for it out of their CDBG program, so it is covered under grant funding.
Okay,
The next item we're asking for approval is to pay an invoice to the Meadville Tribune in the amount of $800.50. This is for advertising for the city of Meadville's East Street paving project, and it is paid for out of their CDBG funding as well.
okay,
Third item today, we're asking for approval to reimburse CATA for their January invoice in the amount of $56.70. This is paid through the county's fiscal year 2019 CDBG program.
okay,
And then next, we're also seeking approval to pay the Meadville Tribune $1,609.75. All of the three items below, which I'll read off in a second, are paid through the 2018 CDBG program, and they are advertising expenses for two different projects. Two of them are Rocky Glen Road, a final notice advertisement in the amount of $411.75. Also Rocky Glen Road Environmental Review Notice of Intent and Request for Release of Funds in the amount of $463.50. And then we did have the invitation for bids for the 3 architectural barrier projects, which is moving forward, and the amount of that was $734.50.
Okay, any questions for Zach? Thank you.
And then the last item is requesting approval for a cooperation agreement with the following municipalities for assistance with their American Rescue Plan dollars. We received contracts back from Cochranton Borough, Conneaut Lake Borough, Sagertown Borough, City of Meadville, and Lionsville Borough. And that is at a $50 per hour rate based on what they ask of us.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Human Services.
Morning.
Morning, Sue.
The first item I have, I'm requesting to approve a contract with the Erickson Institute to provide training services to our supervisors. We've had a significant turnover in our supervisory staff and are looking to provide a comprehensive training to allow consistency among the group. The FAN training is a conceptual framework and training model for improving the communication skills of professionals who serve families. This is done through the concepts of mindful self-regulation, empathic inquiry, collaborative exploration, capacity building, and integration. The goal of the training is to increase reflective supervision by allowing supervisors to read cues during supervision and provide appropriate responses to concerns, create opportunities to reflect on caseworker feelings and use these reflections to engage with families with new awareness, and use reflective tools to help caseworkers communicate more effectively with families. The FAN training will include 2 days of training and planning and coordination, training materials, 2 days of core FAN Level 1 training for 22 supervisors, 6 months of monthly phone mentoring to support the supervisors, and a final day of FAN Level 2 integration training for supervisors. The total cost would be $26,600 with a cost to the county of $1,420.14.
Is that on site? I assume?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Okay.
Next, I have a Pennsylvania State University data release agreement. I'm requesting approval between Crawford County Human Services and Penn State University. This agreement allows for research activities and collaboration between Crawford County and the Child Maltreatment Solutions Network at Penn State. The Solutions Network has been established as a research partner with Pennsylvania's Department of Human Services in accordance with Child Protective Services Law 23, PA Code 6342, relating to studies of data in records. John Rubin, the Deputy Secretary of DHS, indicates his support for this ongoing commitment, and there's no cost associated with this agreement.
Okay.
And lastly, I have a purchase requisition to Journey to a Trauma-Informed Life consultation services for an LGBTQ plus community needs assessment. I'm requesting to approve consultation services for this needs assessment. One of the priorities in our 2021-2022 Human Services Block Grant submission was to improve our understanding and needs of the LGBTQ plus populations within our community. We have been in contact with this agency to provide us with up to 5 hours of consultation at $200 an hour, construction of the needs assessment measure for $800, collection of online responses at an estimated $100, data analysis at $1,000, and a presentation of the results with a hard copy at $300. The total cost would be $3,200 with a cost to the county of $170.84.
Okay. Any questions for Sue? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sue.
Finance?
Good morning.
Morning.
Morning,
Morning,
Stephanie.
Stephanie.
For your approval, I have invoices totaling $30,419. It is one invoice to Community Health Services for their January 2022 trips. And it comes from the Human Services Block Grant. And then for your ratification, I have invoices totaling $674,161.18. It's for PCHEP, and it's our March 2022 health insurance premium. Invoice number is 83526-0, and it comes from health insurance premiums.
Questions for finance? Okay, the next full session is March 9th, and then work session 16th, followed by the 23rd of March and then April 6th. Any public comment? Commissioner comments? Commissioner Wiederspin?
I have none today, sir.
Commissioner Saw?
No, nothing today.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Good to be back.
We do anticipate a election meeting next week?
Yes,
Okay,
there
so
will be an
the
election board meeting next
Okay.
week, yes.
Okay, I don't have anything else. Thank you. See you next week.